happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only 5-star accredited chamber. Today, we get to hear from Idaho Roofing Contractors, and I have Josh Meyer and Chris Newton with us today. I'm going to bring them on screen now. Hi, Josh. Hi, Chris.
Hello. Hey, Paul. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm really excited about having you on today and helping share the Idaho Roofing Contractors story, mission, and vision, and community involvement. You know, I'm a customer, right? You guys know this. Every time it rains, I love Idaho Roofing Contractors.
And we love you for it.
First, the background on this Chamber Check-In series is it started during the pandemic. I told you both before we went live that, you know, the Chamber's mission, one of the mission and visions of the Chamber is engagement with our members. And when you have an outfit that gathers people for a living and you can't do that anymore, you need to shift your sails like we all did, right? 4 years ago. And this is one of the things that still remains out of those shifting of sails. So we get to connect with a couple members a week and share their stories, their services, their products. But I love sharing the people. So why don't we start with you, Chris? Tell us a little bit about you, your background, and history of work that led you to Idaho Roofing Contractors.
Yeah, I'll give you the real quick Reader's Digest. Grew up here in Boise, graduated from Boise High in '98. Joined the Navy after that, spent 4 years in the Navy living on the East Coast. Got out of that, did some biomedical engineering, which got me interested in the medical field. Ended up in radiology at St. Luke's downtown, mainly focusing in spine intervention. That was kind of my specialty. Did that for 14 years, and then, things happened, life happened, had more kids, needed some more freedom. So joined with Idaho Roofing Contractors. They actually put the roof on my house in 2016. So I had been a customer as well, had a good relationship with them. And they always said, if you're ever looking for something different, come on over. So applied, interviewed, got the job, and been doing it since March of 22. So pretty new to the roofing world, but have a good crew around me that teaches us a very lot.
Wow, Chris, coming from healthcare to roofing, it's not a straight line. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I always tell when customers ask, do you miss the patient care, that kind of thing, I always tell them, it used to be you came to me for help at the hospital. Now I come to you for help to do it at your home.
Josh, give us a little bit about your background. I have had the opportunity to work with you quite a bit lately in a leadership position in a tips group, and I've just really enjoyed working with you. I love your quick wit, your humor, and your loyalty. So give us your background.
Yeah, same thing, Reader's Digest. I'm a third-generation Marine right out of high school. Me and my father, my brother, my great-grandfather. After the Marine Corps, I actually got into law enforcement up in Washington State. I was there for about 7 years or so, left in 2010. And interestingly enough, I didn't realize it, but I was really good at sales. So I started in the home improvement industry with Sears Home Improvements, ran the Seattle office for a while. And through the different products that I've touched base with in home improvements, ended up coming down here to Idaho. And I've loved it ever since. Been here for about 2 years now. Tied in with Idaho Roofing Contractors, is a good fit at a good time. I liked how they treated their salespeople, and how Levi specifically and Chris were the things they said to me about the company and how they treat people and treat their reps really kind of checked a few boxes for me. And happy to be here, happy to help.
Awesome, thanks, Josh. Thanks, Chris. The backgrounds are so important to me. Chris, now on to the origin story of Idaho Roofing Contractors. Tell us a little bit about when it started, why, how.
Yeah, so it began back in 2001. Levi Phillips and his brother, Levi Phillips is the current owner. They started a roofing company together, did everything from sales to install to do it. Just those two guys did all of it. His brother ended up joining the military, going over to Afghanistan, got injured over there. When he got back home, was unable to really do the day-to-day kind of stuff. So Levi took over full operations in 2006 when we officially became Idaho Roofing Contractors. So since then, we started in a garage in Kuna, worked out of their house over in Nampa, a couple garages, and now we're in our actual building off of Eagle and Overland. And we've been here for 5 years or so in this building. So we now have a central hub location, a full team behind us and everything. We partner with major manufacturers and just do a lot for the community. One of the things, Josh kind of mentioned it earlier, we like to give back to the community. Levi is an incredibly generous person. It's been really cool to be a part of that because I like that kind of thing. Coming from healthcare and all that, we like to help people. So that's what we look for in employees, is who wants to help people. So as far as a company, that's what we're all about. That's what our mission is to help people. Roofing needs. Roof is that one thing that's protecting your entire home. So we want to be the people to help you with that.
Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely.
I love the origin stories. Usually it starts out in someone's garage, right?
Yep, always does.
I love that. I was talking to another business the other day. It's just humble beginnings, right? And you just do one thing at a time. You're doing the right thing, and it just organically grows. Josh, tell us a little bit more about some of the services that Idaho Roofing Contractors offers, and then kind of the area of service.
Yeah, so great. So unlike a lot of roofing companies, we're a fairly broad spectrum. We do roofing really well. We don't do, siding or windows or any of that jazz. However, we've got a fantastic new construction division. Got a whole team that does nothing but new construction. That's single family residence and multifamily. So even a couple of the apartment complexes here on Overland, we're taking care of those for them. And then we dip into the residential re-roof and then repairs. We do a little light commercial here and there. We're looking at the Mystery Cafe today. We were looking at doing a repair on that one off of Franklin. We're doing a repair there for them on their TPO, but primarily bread and butter is residential re-roofs and then repairs when necessary. I like to focus on, hey, if all you need is a repair, let's get that taken care of. We'll buy you some time until you need the full re-roof. Or if we come out there and the difference between a repair and a full re-roof makes sense, we can take care of the re-roof as well.
Thanks, Josh. So residential, light commercial, re-roof, repair. All right. Now the part that I like is, why are you different? I know why you're different. It's your people. It's your service. It's saying what you, doing what you say, and under promising and over delivering. I know that. So, who wants to start? Chris, tell us a little bit about why Idaho Roofing Contractors is different.
Sure. So being newer into the roofing industry and only hearing horror stories about roofers and construction and all that kind of stuff is eye-opening working here, because like you had mentioned, we do the right thing. We do it right the first time. If there are any issues, things happen in construction. If there are any issues, we go back, we make sure that that's all taken care of. We hear so many stories from other people. They have their roof put on by somebody else. They're no longer in business, or they no longer want to help them or whatever. So we get lots of those calls where we come in and try to help rescue them. So I would say exactly what you said, doing what we say we're going to do. Our mission focus is to educate people about their roofs, help them learn about their roof they currently have, show them options of things that they can do to improve their roof. It really is, I'm the sales manager, but we don't use the word sales much. We try not to sell you. We're out there to help you. We want to go help you get your roof back to where it should be. And so that for me is a big difference from what I hear from customers, from dealing with other roofers and things like that. And like you mentioned, that personal touch. We do excessive communication throughout the job. We've implemented some new stuff where we're in constant communication with the entire production team, the owner, myself, the sales rep, the customers. They're getting constant progress updates throughout their job. That's been one of the biggest changes over the last year that we've done that customers have really liked, is they shout about our communication, because we want them to be involved with it as well. We do a lot of roofs for people that are on vacation and they want to know, what's going on. I'm not even home. So they get that information while they're away. Josh,
tell us a bit about the platinum level of Owens Corning that you guys get, and then the transparency about everything too.
Yeah, great. So yeah, there's different levels, but for Owens Corning, we were the first platinum preferred contractor for Owens Corning in the Valley. We've maintained that status for about 10 years. And I mean, look, platinum's a really cool word, preferred is a really cool word, but what it really breaks down to achieve the platinum status means that we are within the top 1% of roofers in the nation for Owens Corning. There's roughly about 760 across the nation that have that title. Why that's important to you is there's certain checklists that we have to meet in order to maintain that status. And we have maintained it for 10 years. I've been in this industry, I know roofing's kind of new for Chris, but I've been in this industry for going on, well, since 2016. And I've seen companies come and go. I've seen small mom and pops, open for a couple of years, then close and bankrupt. And I've worked for the big multi, the nationwide companies across the board. So to maintain this status for 10 years, it means that we're financially screened by Owens Corning. We've got a ton of insurance on every job, more than what is required by anybody. All of our installers are factory trained by Owens Corning to install their products. And the thing I really like is Owens Corning checks up on us. So every year they come out, they check about 5 to 7 of our roofs to make sure that we're doing what we say we do. For anybody on here who's kind of business minded, it's basically inspect what you expect, right? That's a big terminology for them. That's exactly what Owens Corning does. And you have to check those boxes in order to maintain that status. As far as the transparency goes, again, a lot of folks will come in and they'll say, hey, Paul, man, you need a roof. Here's a price. You generally don't know what's included in it. You just know it's a roof, right? Some parts and pieces to it. Other companies will come in and say, hey, here's a good roof. It'll get you by. Here's a better roof, but hey, here's the best one, right? And each of them are good in their own way, but maybe you don't need everything out of the best. You might want to kind of piecemeal and pick and choose. And a lot of companies, they don't have the flexibility to be able to allow you to do that. So we start with transparency. We start with our pricing. Everything's listed out for you. Here's the shingles you want, whichever one you want. Here's the price. Here's the ridge venting. Here's the box venting. Here's nails. Here's whatever does ice and water barrier. We have that pricing listed out for you, so you know exactly what it is you're getting. You get to pick and choose what it is, and then there's the price. There's nothing's hidden. It's all fully transparent. And then, like Chris said, with communication, we start with a text message right at the beginning of the job, introducing the whole team, all the way up to the owner of the company. And that's, as I'm sure you're aware, the number one complaint that people have working with contractors is communication. I don't know when they're coming. I don't know when they're done. I don't know what I'm getting. And I legitimately tell folks, you have the owner of the company's, that's his phone number.
Right. Yeah.
You call him whenever you want, right? I mean, that's you have that level of communication for the transparency. And, it is construction. It is construction. Sometimes things go wrong. It's construction. Sometimes we tear a roof off and we don't know what's underneath it. Again, that transparency is in there. The install guys are taking pictures of the job. You're getting updates as we progress throughout the day. So if I come back and I'm like, hey, Paul, I need some extra wood. I need some extra material. There's legitimately a photo in there showing you how bad it was. So there's no bad surprises on it.
That's so true, because I needed some plywood installed too, new plywood. And it was like, okay, there's what it is. We came across this. Are you good? Let's do it. Yep. So I really appreciated that. All right. We've got a few more minutes here. And I think in business, those that stand out from the rest are those that join their chamber, right? That get involved in their community. And Idaho Roofing Contractors is so community minded. So do you guys mind if I show a little video first?
Absolutely.
Quick little video just to share with the listeners. So let's add that here.
What makes Idaho Roofing Contractors great is the involvement in the community. A few examples of that is that we've partnered up with Owens Corning and the Gary Sinise Foundation, and we put a brand new roof on a new home for a deserving warrior. That's what, one of the things that we're very proud of. A few other examples. of our involvement in the community is working and donating our time at the Meridian Food Bank and also at the Boys and Girls Club. A few things that we do throughout the year is a couple other projects that we have to where we nominate a neighbor and we actually provide a new roof at no cost. And then also the last thing is that we like to get involved with the Toys for Tots around Christmas time, get the crew together and build some bikes. What makes Idaho Roofing Contractors different than our competitors? Above all else is that we are the platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning. What exactly does that mean? Idaho Roofing Contractors is one of the top 1% of all the contractors in the country. We also maintain a credit satisfaction with Owens Corning and all the affiliated entities. Maintaining an Owens Corning preferred contractor status for 1 year and also being in business for 3 consecutive years. Maintaining a good standing report with the BBB. Has not filed for bankruptcy in the last 7 years. Holds at least a $1 million in general liability insurance. And carries all the required state and local licensing as well as insurance necessary. Here at Idaho Roofing Contractors, our goal is to not only meet your expectations, but to exceed your expectations. For all of your roofing needs, please give us a call at 208-921-7821. Thank you, Idaho.
That's a great video. Thanks for letting me share that.
Of course.
I love the community involvement. You mentioned nominate your neighbor. That's going on right now. Josh and Chris, highlight that really quick.
Yeah, I'll jump in if you like. I love it, man. Nominate your neighbor. There's plenty of people like, look, roofs aren't cheap, roofs are expensive, and there are people who need a roof and just can't afford it. Everybody knows somebody who's been in their house for a while. Maybe they're older, they're house rich and kind of cash poor kind of situation or whatnot. But everybody knows somebody who needs help, and we want to do our part. So if you know somebody that just they need a roof for whatever reason, you feel like they can't afford it, or it's just not a good time for them right now, jump on our website, go down to our promotions, do a little blurb on them, kind of introduce them to us, and we want to help them out. And then we're getting nominations for people who have adopted 7 or 8, 9 kids, and we've got folks that are disabled. We've got veterans in there. I'm super excited about this. This is the first out of all the places I've ever worked, including nationwide companies, that's really truly giving back to people who are in need. And so I'm totally excited about it. It takes just a few minutes for somebody to jump on the website and make a nomination, and then we get the privilege to choose one of these people that we really get to help out, and it's no cost to them, and it's a full re-roof from start to finish with all the bells and whistles that goes with it. So I'm pumped to be a part of it. I missed the last one, but man, I can't wait. And there are some limitations on area, so we can't cover everywhere in all over state of Idaho. So we are doing basically the greater Boise area. So we'll go as far south as Melba. We'll go up to kind of Eagle, Star, Meridian areas. And then I think we'll go to Emmett as well. But so that kind of area within there, if you know somebody in the neighborhood who needs help, just let us know, and we'll see what we can do to help them out.
Chris?
Yeah, exactly like Josh said. So we've been doing this for a few years now, Nominate Your Neighbor campaign. I got to be a part of it last year. We awarded the roof to a Nampa police officer. Awesome. So it was really cool, and they were very deserving and very happy about it. They had been going through all sorts of trouble with their home. Like the home that they purchased, the person that lived there before was a handyman and did everything themselves. When I got up on the roof to take a look at it and inspect it, it was something that even someone with no roofing knowledge would have known it was not good. And so it was really cool to see. We surprised them at their home. I kind of worked back channels with his wife, so he wasn't aware of what was going on, because it was actually his cousin in Los Angeles saw our Instagram post about it and nominated him from Los Angeles. So it was really cool. So she got me all of his wife's information, and we set it all up that we would be out there ready to greet everybody when they came back. So turned out really cool. You can check out our Instagram page. I think that video's on there, and you can see that giveaway from last year. And so it ends. Nominations end of this month, so end of July. We'll pick them in August, and then the roof's going to go on in September.
Fabulous. Josh and Chris, thank you so much for your time today to help share the Idaho Roofing Contractors story, your platinum preferred level of recognition and status in the industry, as well as your community investment. Thanks for your investment in the chamber. It means a lot to us. Nominate your neighbor. And hey, thanks for tuning into our weekly conversations with Boise Metro Chamber members. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And stay tuned for our next episode featuring the global leader in design, engineering, and delivery of ultra clean and sustainable facilities for high-tech industries. Excite is here in Boise. So Josh and Chris, thank you so much. Say hi to the team from us.
Sure will, Paul. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Paul.